What screams I'm uneducated? When people try and use big words with absolutely no clue what they actually mean. Just because it worked on Billy Joe at the trailer park doesn't mean it will work on someone W. Hollett actually finished high show. Similarly, when someone uses a big word correctly but unnecessarily within the context, yes, or when they try to sound smart by typing sentences that are entirely composed of unnecessarily formal words, it's unnatural and clunky and sounds forced. You just know they wrote a normal sentence, took out a thesaurus, and replaced each word with the most obscure version they could find. School of Hard Knocks and their BO. University of Life. I got a real education. Screamed my aunt, W. Hollett, at her first baby at age 15, at me. Me, the first to graduate not only high school, but college. Edge, in my family. Eileen. People W. Hollett can differentiate between opinions and far. CTS. I was wondering if I was overreacting by being covertly annoyed by this. People losing their sugar if you have a personal preference for a type of music genre, cell phone manufacturer, etc. that doesn't affect their life in the slightest, yet they need to declare how stupid or crazy it is that one doesn't share the same experience. My eyes are blue. Apostrophe. How dare you? My eyes are green. How dare you invalidate my eye color? Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Apostrophe. Carrot. These people in a nutshell. When your credible source is Facebook and research is a YouTube binge fest of conspiracy videos, we need another word for casually googling things for an hour that already fit my bias and leave research for actual academics. People that think calling other people uneducated is a comeback to an opinion they disagree with, or when they start insulting and nitpicking your grammar. People W. Hollett think that foreigners are stupid just cause they aren't as fluent as them in English. That's making me laugh every time, especially if they themselves only speak English. I live in San Diego and hear this crap all the time. My response is always, I'll bet their English is better than your Spanish. Apostrophe. People W. Hollett just have to assert / imply that they're better than everyone. How smart, art, rich, itch, attractive, I've, etc. etc. You know. Now, those people. Pleb. Anyone W. Hollett believes they are right all of the I'm. The wise admit they know nothing. This is it. The more educated I became, and the more degrees and certificates I've amassed in the name of professional development, the more I realize how little I really do know. Every educated person I know feels the same way. Wish this were true. Tons of people literally believe titles / degrees elevate them above those that don't. They'll never admit this, but they certainly operate under that notion. I don't trust so-called experts. I do my own research. Apostrophe. Which usually means watching reinforcing YouTube videos or eating egg halochumbas on social media. My co-worker, W. Hollett, has a degree as an architect, ECT. I've now decided it's just a really fancy art degree. Not saying that for all architects. Being a bully and throws insults around to hurt feelings. An adult 67 yo I know does this, and I actually get embarrassed for him. Educated people are often very prolific insulters. Yeah. Some smart people are assholes. People W. Hollett are a part of any MLM. It shows that someone lacks reasoning on so many levels. Else, for one thing, they aren't financially literate enough to realize that any money spent on the MLM could probably be spent buying things wholesale and selling them for a much bigger profit than the MLM, while allowing for a larger range of products than any one MLM, especially if you live in a small town / city with not a lot of variety in products. CTS. Wholesale doesn't require you to buy a certain amount and pay a percentage of profit to anyone except the government, NT, or pay X dollars a month for the great opportunity of selling things, NGS. On top of that, they often don't realize that being in the MLM is costing them friends and family. Having a business is fine. However, that business should not be your entire identity. If you can't have a nice dinner with friends without trying to get them to buy some sort of product, Then you don't run a business. S. You're part of a cult with an unhealthy work/life balance that expects you to work all the time. I. You're also clearly not being paid enough for alienating many of the people in your life if you are tight enough on money to need to spend every waking hour talking about your business. S. I agree with you that MLMs are the worst. But I also have to point out that MLMs are a network of professional predators and they are absolutely modern day cults. There are many well-educated people that fall for their tricks because those assholes, MLMs, are just damn good at finding weaknesses and pulling people in, promising them the world, RLD, and then slowly bleeding them dry, and telling their victims not to worry if they feel faint, because that's just ethics. So I agree with you on some accounts. NTS. But I feel it's important to say that falling for an MLM doesn't necessarily mean you're uneducated. Ted. Just vulnerable. Bleh. And they will find out your vulnerabilities and vulnerability at all lines and use them against you if you give them any leeway. Thank you. I was hoping someone would say something like this. I've never joined an MLM, however I've considered it out one time or another before I have actually learned more about them. I'm going to stay at home mom, and there have been several periods over the course of my marriage where I have felt like an absolute waste and a drain. When I have wanted nothing more than to feel like I'm financially contributing, but I still needed to be home with the kids. And in those times I thought, hey, those leggings are really soft. I could sell a few of those now and then. Hey, I know a lot of ladies really like stuff from heck, I used to have a couple things I liked from them. I could be their representative. And if it worked out I certainly wouldn't get rich off of it, but maybe I could bring in a few $100s a month, just so I don't feel so worthless and pathetic. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree. I'm educated. Ted. And so I educated myself on these various companies and realized that that was absolutely not going to be the solution to my problem. Thieves. Theirs, however, there was so solution to everything. DM me for all your sensei needs. Eds. Screaming I'm uneducated. Apostrophe. But for a serious answer, people aren't willing to learn new things, and people aren't willing to accept when they're wrong / mayday. I think it's up there with the people are proud that they don't read okays. It's one thing to not enjoy reading books. Okays. Quite another to be so boastful of not reading books. Okays. Uneducated. The list is endless. But I find that a lack of education vs a lack of intelligence is different. I know some very intelligent people. did not go far in SCH. I'm not annoyed with the lack of education. I'm more so with the lack of intelligence and common sense. NSE. People think it will be easy, or it is easy, but have never done / tried it, or don't have any experience in the field. Dunning-Kruger effect. ECT. Unfortunately, even very intelligent people fall to that effect. The effect is more about specialization in that area of knowledge. That's why Steve Jobs thought fruit juices would cure his cancer. It's really hard to know what you don't know about things. I do this all the time as a software developer. Oh, that will be easy, I say to myself. 5 hours in, why did I do this? Being inflexible and unable to change your beliefs when you encounter new evidence. Unfortunately, a lot of educated people do this. This is the main thing that should be taught in elementary school. Anti-vaxxers. This confounds me. The amount of people I know / run into they've college degrees and are still anti-vaxxers is too damn Nurses are anti-vax. Absolutely boggles my mind. Kind of feel like if you are anti-vax, nursing is no place for you. Using scientific arguments from Star Wars to communicate why we shouldn't do anything about climate change. Wait, what? Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.